So welcome to this demonstration of the video hearing service. Today we will be covering the journeys and functionalities made available to our legal reps. This is the first page that a legal rep or user would land on when they sign into the video hearing service, and it displays their list of hearings for today. In this example, there is only one hearing listed. You can sign into your hearing by clicking on the Sign into Hearing button. You can also change the language of the content across the service by clicking on this button here. Once the language and the content has been changed to Welsh, you can change it back to English by clicking on the same button. We will now sign into this hearing, complete our self-test, review the rules of the court, and access the waiting room, where we will start a private consultation with the other parties and enter the hearing when the judge is ready. The first thing that happens when we sign in is we're told what to expect from our journey to our hearing today. So we will be checking my equipment and learning about the rules of the courts. To test our equipment, we have to turn on our camera and microphone first. So when I click switch on, my camera and microphone on this browser are now turned on. If I've not turned them on before, I may get a pop-up asking me to allow permissions. It's very important that we do allow permissions to access the video hearing service. We're now going to watch a short video that will help us to determine that our camera is working, our microphone is working, and that we're able to connect to the service. This will last about 30 to 45 seconds. I can see myself in the self-view here, which confirms my camera is working, and I can see that the microphone bar moves when I speak, which confirms that the microphone is working.
Hello, and welcome to the video hearing service. In this recording, I'm going to help you check that your camera and microphone are working properly so you're ready for your hearing. If your camera is working, you should see yourself in a small window on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. If your microphone is working, you should see a bar beneath your video window which will be responding to my voice. It will also move when you speak. In a moment, I'm going to pause so you can check that the bar moves when you speak into the microphone. Please go ahead and count from 1 to 5 now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Thank you. You can now click the button below to answer a few short questions to confirm your equipment is working.
Excellent. So because we were able to see that video, we know that we're able to connect to the conference. We're just going to wait a couple more seconds to complete the recording, complete the test, apologies, and ensure that a accurate self-test score is sent to our video hearing officer. At any point, we can watch the video again, change our camera or microphone, or continue if we've already completed a test earlier. After completing the test, we get 3 questions to confirm that our equipment was working from our end as well. So I'm asked, was my camera working? Yes. Was my microphone working? Yes. If I select no to any of these questions, it will send an alert automatically to our video hearing officer, who will be able to contact us and help us with our issue. We can also contact them if we need some help more urgently, or we need to ask any questions through the Contact Us for Help button. And if we need to check our equipment again, we can do so through the Check My Equipment Again button. Next, we have to review the rules for the court. I won't stay on this page for too long, as I expect that they will be familiar to everyone here. Lastly, before accessing our waiting room, we have to sign a declaration to confirm that we will not record or take any images of this hearing. We mustn't record the audio or video of a hearing without explicit permission beforehand, and if I try to continue without confirming that I understand this, I will not be able to access my hearing. I must confirm that I will not take any images or record this hearing. This is our hearing waiting room. A couple of things to cover off here. Firstly, we can return to our video hearing list at any time if we have multiple hearings for today. We can also change our camera and microphone if we need to, once we've connected to the waiting room. I've received an instant message from one of our video hearing officers prior to the hearing starting. We can contact them throughout the hearing when we're connected to the waiting room to request assistance or technical support. I will just respond. And there we are. I can see a list of the other participants attending this hearing today. I can see my claimant, an observer, and a respondent with their interpreter, as well as the representative for the respondent. I can also see the judge's name and the hearing information along the top. If I want to start a private consultation with either the person I'm representing or the other party, I can do so through these two buttons here. If I'm unsure what a private meeting is, I can click here to find out more about it. I will now start a private meeting with the person that I am representing. I can also join a private meeting if there is one already in session, but there is none at the moment. When I click Start a Private Meeting, I can see the list of people that are available for me to have a consultation with. You'll notice that the observer is not displayed in this screen because we cannot start private consultations with observers. I'm going to select the person I'm representing and start a private meeting. Once I am transferred in, invite is sent to the other party, who is also invited into the consultation. Hello, Emma.
Hello.
Perfect. Once we're in the consultation room, there is a number of functionalities available to us. I have a list of the participants that I can invite in here on the right, but if I don't want to see that, I can close it and open it again. I'm able to share my screen within the consultation room, but I will do that later on within the hearing. I can also change my camera and microphone from within the consultation room, open and close my self view, and I can also turn my camera off and back on again. Lastly, I can mute and unmute myself. Before I go into locking the room, we're going to invite the representative for the other party. So I will click on the telephone icon near their name. And if they accept the call, they will be transferred in. Hello, Lucy, how are you?
Hello, good morning. I'm okay. How are you?
Very well, thank you. As we mentioned earlier, I can join a private meeting that's already in session, if that room is still unlocked. What I'm going to do now is lock this room so that nobody else can enter. And to demonstrate that nobody else can enter, what I will do is leave and try to enter the room through the Join a Meeting button. Emma or Lucy, once I have left the room, if you could please count to 10 and invite me back in. Thank you. Back in the waiting room, I can see that two parties are in a locked consultation room. If I try to enter the same room, I cannot. We get a loud ringing sound when we're invited into a consultation room to alert us that we're being invited in. I have accepted that session. Folks, that alert that we've just heard is to indicate that the hearing is due to start any minute now. So what we will do now is unlock the room and return to the waiting room to wait for the judge to start the hearing. If the judge starts the hearing while we are still in a consultation room, we'll get pulled in automatically. Thank you. As you can see, following that alert we heard earlier, the waiting room has changed a little bit and it's telling me to stay near my screen. This is to alert me that the hearing is due to start in any minute and it's no longer a good time to pop to the restroom or go and get a glass of water. You will have also heard just before that a loud alert to tell me that that I was being invited into a consultation. I can always accept or decline an invitation into a consultation room. The judge will now start the hearing. When the judge starts the hearing, we once again get a loud ringing sound to alert us that the hearing is about to start.
The hearing will start in a few seconds.
Bydd y gwrandawiad yn cychwyn mewn ychydig eiliadau.
A countdown is played before the hearing starts. For those who can't make out what's happening on the screen, audio is also played to inform them that the hearing is about to start, in English and in Welsh. We are now in the hearing. Hello, everyone. If you could please come off mute and say hello.
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 Perfect, thank you. So we're going to briefly go over some of the functionality within the hearing UI. There are a number of layouts available to us. This one is the 1+7 layout. Within this layout, the judge or the host can spotlight the users that they need to or feel is appropriate. In this example, we're going to be spotlighting our interpreter VMR containing my colleagues Komal and Ronald. A quick overview of the functionality within the in-hearing UI. By default, my self-view is closed. I can open that through that button. I can also turn my camera off and back on again while I'm in the hearing. My microphone is muted when I first join into the hearing. I unmuted it at the beginning, but I can of course mute it again and unmute it again. And I can of course also change my camera and microphone while I'm connected to the hearing. If the judge feels that I'm being too disruptive or have too much background noise, they can mute me remotely. When they do so, I am no longer able to unmute myself, but I can raise my hand to alert the judge that I would like to be unmuted so I can speak. The judge can then unlock my mute and lower my hand. I am now able to unmute myself again. Next, we're going to cover the interpreter VMR functionality. In this hearing, we have Komal and Ron sharing an interpreter VMR. What this means is that they are able to communicate with one another during the course of the hearing without requiring us to stop and allowing them to translate. To demonstrate this, Ronald and Komal, could you please both say hello? You're both on mute. Could you try that again, please?
Hello, Ron.
Hello, Camille.
Perfect, thank you. What I'm going to do now is mute the VMR for the interpreter so that they can translate the goings-on of the hearing without us hearing the translation. So now that I've done that, Komal and Ron, could you please say hello to each other again and give me a thumbs up if you can hear each other? Perfect, thank you. I will unlock your VMR. So that is our interpreter VMR functionality. Lastly, I'm going to briefly demonstrate the screen sharing functionality available to us within the hearing. In this example, the judge is going to screen share a blank page just for the purposes of this demo. When the screen sharing starts, it will take over the main window of the screen, and everyone will be able to see the evidence being displayed. If I am already familiar with the evidence and would prefer to look at the faces or the whites of the eyes of the other parties, I can click on this window in the top left and move the evidence in its place. When the other parties or the judge stop sharing their screen, it will close by itself. I will now close the hearing, and thank you very much to everyone who's been involved. Now that we're back in the closed hearings waiting room, we have access to a short survey through which we can feed back on our experience or any technical issues that we might have seen. We can also, once again, access the private consultation rooms for up to 2 hours after the hearing is closed. This has been our demo of the video hearing service. Thank you very much for your time.